Hello again, this is Hayes Q Jones, and this is HQ Videos for You. And I've gone over some of my hauls, I've gone over my Blu-ray 3D collection. One of my other favorite genres is science fiction. So this is my book of science fiction artwork, and of course the discs are in the folders in alphabetical order so I can better access them. But let's just jump into my sci-fi collection with The Fifth Wave with Chloe Grace Moretz. Really like this. Great kind of apocalyptic type of sci-fi film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend picking it up. Sixth Day. This is classic Arnold Schwarzenegger, early 2000s, dealing with cloning. So, again, if you haven't picked this up, highly recommend it. Good action picture. And a little artwork on the back. Next we have Tim Burton's 9. Haven't seen this yet. I actually have a bootleg copy of this, a DVD copy of this, and the Blu-ray copy of this, and I've yet to watch any of this. So if you've seen this and you have any comments, please leave in the comment section. 12 Monkeys with Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt. Saw this a few months ago again. Watch it again. Great sci-fi film. Don't want to go into much detail, but it deals with going back in time and kind of going back and forward. A little complex if you watch it the first time. Second or third time, it kind of makes more sense. So great sci-fi film, 12 Monkeys. 2012, another apocalyptic film with John Cusack and Woody Harrelson. Also like this film. And sort of artwork. And we have 2012 Doomsday. This is, I don't know if you're familiar with Asylum videos. They kind of make low budget takeoffs of big movies. And this is kind of what this is. Not a great movie, but just kind of a fun, low budget sci-fi doomsday apocalyptic type of film. 2012 Doomsday. 2001 from Stanley Kubrick. This gets a lot of praise, but this is not my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie. If I'd have to say my favorite movies from Kubrick would have to be A Clockwork Orange with Malcolm McDowell and also Doctor Strangelove with Peter Sellers. 10,000 BC. I don't remember a lot about this. I saw it a while ago, so it was entertaining to my recollection, but I can't go into great detail. More of a prehistoric sci-fi type film. Across the Universe. Picked this up at the pawn shop more than likely. Haven't seen this, don't know a lot about that one. And let's see, some artwork on the back. Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. This whole movie kind of reminded me of a season of Fox's television show called The Fringe, and I'll just leave it at that. But very interesting sci-fi film. Ian Flux, not a big Charlize Theron fan, just an interesting type of sci-fi film. Age of the Dinosaur. This is an Asylum film. This will be equivalent to a knockoff of Jurassic Park. Not great sci-fi, not great acting, but just kind of a fun, low-budget sci-fi film. Age of the Dinosaur. Alien Covenant. This was the latest or the last Alien picture. I liked it. It got a lot of flack. At this point, when you're going to 3, 4, 5 sequels of a movie, you really can't expect too much out of that. And these are the classics: Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator Requiem. And it makes me wonder, since they've already had another Predator, another Alien movie, is there going to be another Alien vs. Predator movie in maybe 2020, or the 2020s, I should say. Alien Origin, another the Asylum home entertainment film, a low-budget alien film. Don't remember, I'm not even sure if I've seen this or not. I've seen all of it. So, again, but it's Asylum, so you know what to expect. Altered State, William Hurt. This is very different, more of a thriller than sci-fi. Uh, you pretty much have to watch it. I'll just read a little bit about it. Research scientist Eddie Jessup William Hurt believes the other side of consciousness are as real as everyday reality, and he uses a sensory deprivation chamber to push the realm of consciousness, and that's altered states. Altitude, this is the Anchor Bay production. This reminds me of a Twilight Zone episode where you have the creature on the edge of the wing. It's that type of picture, but it's a whole movie. Another Earth, low budget film that the concept is there's another Earth approaching Earth. Almost similar, almost perfectly exact, and deals with that issue, another Earth. Really like this film. Apocalypse. Don't remember a lot about this. It's a end of the world apocalyptic type of film. Apollo 13. They're dealing with the Apollo 13 mission. Great cast of actors. Tom Hanks, Gary Sinise, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton. Apollo 18. This is more of a sci-fi on the film of the Apollo 18 mission. Anchor Bay production. We have Armageddon with Bruce Willis. It's sci-fi, but for me, it's more drama, kind of sci-fi drama with sci-fi premise. The Arrival with Charlie Sheen. This is a low budget alien arrival type of film. Very different than the most recent Arrival movie. But I still like this. There was a sequel to this which was not as good and didn't have Charlie Sheen in it. Artificial Intelligence with Jude Law and I believe Haley Joel Osment. No, that's not the. I'm thinking something else. Very good sci-fi film. Basically, kind of dealing with the AI took over. The Astronaut's Wife. This movie reminds me of an episode of The X-Files. Johnny Depp, Charlize Theron. We have Vin Diesel, Babylon AD, the raw and uncut version. And this deals with Vin Diesel transporting a person, blew over to a different part of the world in apocalyptic type of times, futuristic world. Good film, entertaining. We have this is just the outer layer of the steel box for Back to the Future, the trilogy. This is somewhat of a cult classic, Bad Taste, by the director of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit, Peter Jackson. Very low budget movie. It looks like a couple high school guys put it together by today's standards. Just a really low budget, off the wall type of film. Bad Taste. Battleship. I believe this was supposed to be a big time production that really flopped in the theaters. I believe this is based on a video game. It's entertaining, just not a really great film. I have the slipcover to Battleship. Blade Runner: The Final Cut, classic cult film. I actually have the sequel to this. I haven't watched it yet in 3D. The Butterfly Effect and Butterfly Effect 2. The first one has Ashton Kutcher. The second one, don't know the characters. Not even sure if I've seen the second one. This one deals with going back in time and the ramifications of time travel. Cabin Fever, part of the Cabin Fever series. Pretty much just like the rest of them. I believe this just goes back to the origin of the disease. We have Chappie. Not a bad sci-fi film. Interesting stars with Sigourney Weaver and Hugh Jackman. I have the slipcover. The Chernobyl Diaries. This can be kind of considered horror, but I put it in the sci-fi. Still very interesting film. We have The Chronicle. And like the premise of this, basically, if I remember correctly, a few friends run into this artifact, and in coming in contact with this artifact, it gives them special powers. The Chronicle. Close Encounters is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, dealing with alien encounters. Again, a big sci-fi fan. Classic Spielberg. This is the back end, or the other side, the artwork. Cloverfield. I like the whole series of Cloverfield. Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane. Trying to think of his name. I'm looking right now. This guy from Goodman, John Goodman. Excellent in this movie. 10 Cloverfield Paradox. Didn't like as much. It didn't really seem to go with the first two movies. It was a Netflix release. It was just okay, not as good as the first two. You have The Colony with Lawrence Fishburne, the late Bill Paxton, and Kevin Zegers. Again, another apocalyptic film, basically where the Earth has gone through another ice age. Good film. The Core. For some reason, there's not a Blu-ray U.S. release for this, so I had to actually go on eBay and get the Japanese, I believe it was a Japanese release. Hilary Swank, Delroy Lindo, and Tucci, I believe it's Stanley Tucci, is also in there. Good end of the world, apocalypse. Well, not end of the world, or one of those extinction level events type of movies. Cowboys and Aliens. It's got a lot of flack by the critics, but I actually like the premise of Aliens in the Old West. Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford, big fans of both of those, especially Daniel Craig, since he took over Bond, especially from Pierce Brosnan, who I hated as Bond. But that's another story. Dark City, very different type of film, almost somewhat similar to a Adjustment Bureau, is kind of a stretch a little bit. You'd have to watch it and compare the two. But interesting, Kiefer Sutherland is in this. And the artwork. And I have Dark Skies, and I got this at the pawn shop, so that little part was cut off, but the Blu-ray is in perfect condition. Another alien abduction film. Good film. Darkest Mind. I'm trying to think of the other movie. I'm sure somewhere in here. The girl with the gifts or something like that. Similar to that type of movie. And also similar to the X-Men, where you have these kids with these new type of abilities, and the general public is of course scared. And then some of the extra stuff actually came with the Blu-ray. I believe it's a little bracelet. On your future. And let's see if we can the back side of that. It's obviously based on the book, The Darkest Minds. And I have the Darkman trilogy. Loved the first movie. Second was okay. Third one really sucked. But it's a cult classic, the Darkman trilogy in Blu-ray. The Day After. This was actually a television special dealing with nuclear war and what would happen if the bomb dropped and what happened the day after. Very interesting. Freaked me out as a kid. But I'm going to end right here with The Day After, and we'll pick up from here. And I also have some other videos in between, what I picked up from pawn shops or flea markets or what I received in the mail. So if you hadn't yet, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like, and if you have any comments, please leave some comments. Other than that, you guys have a great day. Peace.